Quavo and Kevin McCall make my fuck-ass, raggedy-ass nigga report this week. I'll explain why. Plus, Nick Cannon and his new boo make a new set of twins, 2 new boys, and another set of twins for Nick Cannon. Blac Chyna speaking the truth about the double standard of white women versus black women on TV and social media. What else is new? And Rick Ross saves $1 million a year by cutting his own grass. I'll tell you how. And a new federal holiday is signed into law this week, making it number 11. They're going to be closing shit down Friday for Juneteenth. The Kings of the Village starts right now. Hey, what it is. This is Stephion. Welcome into the Kings of the Village, episode 41. And we're going to be talking some Hollywood stuff. I normally like to talk about some real life stuff, but it is so much dumb shit going on in Hollywood, online, social media, and people doing like just stuff and threatening people. So I figured I would talk about it. Now, coming up in a couple of weeks, or maybe even next week, we're going to have a really special guest. And we're going to also be talking about the state of black women. And we're going to be talking about some other stuff to celebrate Pride as we close out Pride Month. But I think, to me, Pride really goes into like July, because there's a lot of Black Pride still happening. But this is technically Pride Month, the month of June, and we have a couple of more weeks that you can get out and be prideful and wear your flags and wear your colors and go to events. All you gotta do is look it up online, type in gaypride.com or Gay Black Pride, and you'll see a list of all your favorite events in every different city across these United States, and there's probably some worldwide events you can find as well. But before we get into all the stuff about all the fuck-ass, raggedy-ass, bust-down Negroes that are still running around this earth, I want to start off with some positive stuff. I normally don't like to do that. I like to just give you all the dirt and the grime and foolishness. But I think this is kind of important. So we'll start here with the good stuff this week. So this week, states across the country are scrambling to close their government offices Friday after President Joe Biden signed a legislative bill establishing Juneteenth as the U.S. federal holiday. Now, while June 19th, which commemorates the end of slavery in the United States, falls on a Saturday this year, governors across the country announced a quick session for a range of plans for state offices to close down Friday. Many states like Maryland, Nebraska, Missouri, West Virginia, and Alabama will give most public employees the day off, but government workers in other states like California say they will have to wait and to feel the effects of the law. Here's what President Joe Biden had to say.
America for all people, all of our people. And it's not going to be fulfilled so long as the sacred right to vote remains under attack. We see this assault from restrictive laws, threats of intimidation, voter purges, and more. An assault that offends the very democracy, our very democracy. We can't rest till the promise of equality is fulfilled for every one of us in every corner of this nation. That, to me, is the meaning of Juneteenth. That's what it's about. So let's make this very Juneteenth, tomorrow, the first that our nation will celebrate all together as one nation. A Juneteenth of action on many fronts. One of those is vaccinations. Tomorrow, the Vice President will be in Atlanta on a bus tour helping to spread the word like all of you have been doing on life-saving vaccines. And across the country this weekend, including here in Washington, people will be canvassing and hosting events in their communities, going door to door, encouraging vaccinations. We've built equity into the heart of the vaccination program from day one, but we still have more work to do to close the racial gap in vaccination rates. The more we can do that, the more we can save lives. Today also marks the 6th anniversary of the tragic deaths at Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston, South Carolina. A killer, motivated by hate, intending to start a race war in South Carolina. He joined his victims in a Bible study class. Then he took their lives in a house of worship. It's a reminder that our work to root out hate never ends, because hate only hides. It never fully goes away, it hides. And when you breathe oxygen under that rock, it comes out. And that's what we must understand, that Juneteenth represents not only the commemoration of the end of slavery in America more than 150 years ago, but the ongoing work that had to bring true equity and racial justice into American society, which we can do. In short, this day doesn't just celebrate the past. It calls for action today. I wish all Americans a happy Juneteenth.
All right, I do think that is encouraging to see a bipartisan bill passed today and President Joe Biden signing it into law. It will make our 11th national federal holiday. That is some good news. But I think in the speech, somebody needs to talk about reparations for black folks. I mean, look how quickly we got the Asian or Save the Asian or other people law passed to protect them, right? You may remember that got signed into law, maybe what passed last month or something like that. But what about the protection of black folks? Because all we really have is just a few people walking around with signs and getting upset in the streets talking about Black Lives Matter. But what is in law? What is there written into law that protects us? I want somebody just to really think about that. There's nothing that states there is to be true criminal offense against us. The only protection we have are cell phones. We have nothing other than that to protect us from white privilege and white police brutality. I just want y'all to think about that real quick. And another note that is not in the news script that I have, or the story script for this podcast, is that 21 Republicans voted against a gold medal or a gold star for the Capitol Police. The Capitol Police that were trying to protect the Capitol during the riots that many of Trump's supporters went to go out to purge and tear up and start and wreak havoc on the Capitol last year, or at the beginning of the year. And they were going to be awarded the gold medal for peace. And 21 Republicans voted against it today. And they are the ones always yelling and screaming, Blue Lives Matter. But when it really matters, where are they? They vote against it. Because those cops are really trying to save the Capitol. No, what they really care about is Trump and being on the side of Trump. Not on the side of right, but on the side of Trump. And that's why the Republican Party that I used to belong to, which I no longer support, has completely fallen apart. It is an embarrassment to American society and American culture. Now, some people would believe this, and it's no surprise in most people listening to this. But this is why black folks don't fuck with y'all. Y'all don't never take care of us. Y'all don't ever protect anything. Y'all are in the interest of white and money only. If it doesn't benefit them specifically, they could care less about you. And I'm going to leave it there. But it was just sad to learn that those Republicans voted against that, for all that these Capitol Police had to endure with very little help with the insurgence of all Trump supporters, in which he told them to go do. And Trump should absolutely be in prison for 57 years. But again, white privilege prevails. In other news, in other fuck-ass news, we're going to move on to some other shit other than politics, because we already know about that. But sources claims that Quavo took the car back after Sweetie claimed that he hurt and betrayed her during their relationship. An insider alleged that Quavo had leased the Bentley under his name and was able to end the lease early after paying a fee. Now, the rapper allegedly made a deal that meant that in return, the dealership would repossess the car and let him out of the contract. Of course, he had to pay a fee for that. An insider continued to say, "I'm not being petty or anything, but she is on Twitter talking shit, so she should be punished." And the punishment is what is claimed. Now, this Bentley cost $50,000, and you may remember that he got this for her birthday. She was all turned up online. It was posted, "I love you, baby daddy," and shit. But it was later to learn, and you may have even seen that video where he grabbed her and knocked her to the ground in the elevator and drug all her suitcases in. Now, I don't know what happened prior to that, but a man should never, ever be handling a female like that. Now, listen, ladies, I'm saying this. If she's punching him and beating the shit out of him, I got to hold you off of me. But we didn't see what happened before the elevator incident. And I'm not saying two rights make a wrong, but you listen, shouldn't be dragging and putting your hands on no female. I don't deal with females. But I'm certainly not going to be out there fighting and knocking and beating up one out in these streets. Now, that don't mean you have a license to beat my ass either. However, the fuck assness of it all, a gift is a gift. And I would have never accepted no gift without my papers. I'm not sure how Sweetie allowed a gift that was still registered to this young man. There is no way in hell you're going to give me a birthday gift and be able to take it back. I'm like, nah, daddy, I want to see my papers. Where are them papers at? Until I get that, and it's got Sweetie St. John on it, it's technically not your car. So you had to know that was on some fuck ass nigga type shit. There's no way I'd be riding around a $350,000 car, posting it all over line, and it ain't really registered to me yet. How does that continue to happen? I don't know how that happens. That you're able just to take some shit back after you done gave it to me, saying it's mine, allegedly. This is all allegedly speaking, that he took it back. But you know he did. And I just don't know. Listen, I think the gifts that she got was maybe just, I'm a sorry type gift. Like, if you get somebody a car worth close to $500 million, didn't you know that the relationship was rocky before you went out and made that type of purchase? Did you think that type of money was going to save y'all relationship? Because it was not long ago after that they broke up. And she said, because he hurt me emotionally. I emotionally checked out a long time ago, and he walked away with a deep sense of peace and freedom, she says. So why accept a lavish gift, and why buy a lavish gift like that if y'all knew y'all were done eons ago? Like, the shit that Quavo and Sweetie been going through wasn't no new ordeal that just happened a year ago. They've been going through some volatile stages for a while. And it was no secret. It was posted everywhere. So buying lavish gifts, filling up her banking account, and she accepting it means that they just keep that toxic shit going on and on and on and on. What a fucking mess. Kevin McCall. Speaking of raggedy, fuck ass, country ass, bust down type of Negroes, some of you may remember Kevin McCall's escalator fight that he had with police. I think around 2019, there was a video released on TMZ in December if you want to go check that out. He also had a breakup with Eva Marcel. You may remember her from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. They had some stuff going on, and then he talked about her when she lost a custody battle some years ago. So he's been on some fuck ass shit. But recently, a video surfaced on Twitter where he was threatening a radio host or radio DJ when the radio DJ questioned him about abuse toward female. I'm going to let you listen to a little bit about how this interview went, and I'm going to tell you how I would have responded as a host.
The second victim, alleged victim, which I did hit her, but she hit me. You feel what I'm saying? Which is not cool. I understand. Right. And I've even beat up niggas over this. So if you want to fade over this, if you feel like I shouldn't hit women, catch a fade outside, bro. Right. So don't sit here right here and act like you think I'm some weird ass nigga, bro. I know. Shut the fuck up, my nigga. I'm a real ass nigga. I fuck up niggas, bro. Right. It's niggas that come around and jump me. It's niggas that try to wait till I get around the camera and switch the fucking narrative, bro. So if you got a problem, if you think I hit women like I told Eva Brothers, catch a fade, my nigga. Let's chill out, Kev. Come on, nigga. Don't play with me like that, bro. I don't hit bitches, bro. I got 2 daughters, my nigga. That's not the picture we're painting. If you that work. So if you want to paint the picture, yeah, I got an anger problem with niggas like you. Who do that little passive shit like Kev on stage, bitch. Let's catch a fade, nigga. Let's go. We'll go to commercial break, cuz. 97th Street, bro. We'll go to commercial break. I'm gonna go out and talk.
So, Kevin McCall said, catch a fade, nigga. I'm going to beat the brakes off your ass. Like, how does that happen? How do you get to a point where you can't contain yourself because somebody is questioning you about all the shit you really did? You've been fighting and trying to beat up everybody for years now, and this is not a new concept for this raggedy-ass bust-down nigga either. There's videos all over the internet of you doing questionable stuff, putting your hands on people. And now you are getting called out or questioned about it. Now you want to beat up the poor little radio guy who you know is probably a little scared of you. He's just trying to keep his job and ask a few little questions. And you want to take him outside and beat him up on his show. Listen, professionally, I've been doing broadcast news, podcasting, hosting events. And I'm going to tell you what, I've asked some tough questions. And I, too, have been yelled at and screamed at. But I'm telling you, anytime somebody want to challenge me, I'm throwing hands. I'm not going to sit there and like, oh, I'm just asking you a question. Yeah, listen, you can respond and say, you know, that don't ask me stuff like that. But the minute you start threatening me, I'm going to take it serious. One, either I'm going to push a button and we're going to get police involved, or we can really get up and do some stuff because I'm going to call you out on it. Now, maybe I can't beat you up in your 3 bodyguards or your 3-6 mafia crew, but you're going to know you've been in a fight with me. There is no way I'm going to be bullied by any actor, producer, or whatever. I will say, if you don't know much about him, he was one of the producers for Chris Brown's album. They made a couple of hit records together. So if you don't know who he is, you can always go look him up. But he is a producer. He writes rap and all that kind of stuff. And he associates with other fuck-ass niggas like Chris Brown, even though, shout out to Chris Brown, I like some of his music, but he's pretty raggedy as well. You may also remember that he beat the shit out of Rihanna. I just don't know how we give Chris Brown a pass, because we keep listening to his music, but we don't give R. Kelly a pass. I'm one of those people who canceled R. Kelly too, by the way, but there should never be abuse against women either. So we shouldn't give him a pass, or Quavo a pass, or all these other raggedy niggas a pass either. But Chris Brown is still pumping out hits, and he beat up our favorite homegirl, Fenty Beauty CEO, founder, and president, and hitmaker, Rihanna. And we still love on him. But anyway, Quavo, Kevin McCall makes the fuck-ass nigga of the month. All right, 30-year-old DJ announced the birth of Zion and Zillin with her new baby daddy, Nick Cannon, on Wednesday. It was actually June 6th that they announced that they had a set of twins. The birth of the twins marks the arrival of the TV personality's second and third child in just 6 months, and now father of 6, expecting his 7th baby with model Alicia Scott. Well, I'm telling you, Nick Cannon be busy, boy. He be pumping out them babies. Abby, who is 30, welcomed her baby into the world with an Instagram post and used the hashtag #MyWorld and twin boys. She was seen wearing a robe and a leopard head wrap while sitting in her hospital bed as lovingly she looked down at her 2 little babies of joy. Anyway, congratulations to Nick Cannon for Zillin and Zion with another set of twins. Didn't he have a set of twins with Mariah Carey too? Like, does that just run in his family? Shout out to all the twins. I have twin brothers and I have a ton of twins in my family too. And I'll just leave it there. Congratulations, though. That's a big deal. And they are a cute little bundle of joy. Shout out to the babies. Although, I don't want any. No one talks about the wealth and opulence of money better than Rick Ross. But he also knows how to save money and work hard to maintain his lifestyle by practicing fiscal responsibility. Rick Ross proudly resides on a 235-acre lot in Fayetteville, Georgia. The home was previously owned by boxing legend Evander Holyfield. Although he took over the estate, Ross says he is not spending nearly the amount of money as Holyfield spent. It was said that Holyfield spent $1 million a year to maintain his massive lawn on his estate. I know you can't see it, but you need to go check it out. This is a stupid-ass mega mansion. Think Beyonce, think Bill Gates type of property. 235 fucking acres. Rick Ross says, when I brought the property in Fayetteville, locals would scream out at the restaurant and say, hey, did you know Holyfield spent $1 million a year to get his grass cut? Rick Ross said he decided he wasn't going to pay that much. So he went to John Deere and asked for the biggest tractor they had. And he told him he had a 200-plus acre lot. And he got a big-ass tractor. He spent about 2 hours learning how to operate it. And so he did. He learned how to cut his own grass. And he saves his own money. Shout out to Ricky Ross, though. But instead, it takes him about 5 hours each week to cut his 235 acres. Why? Why would anybody do it? First of all, why would you want it? I would rock seed that shit, put down some gravel and dirt, and call it a fucking day, and maybe keep the first acre in the front of the house looking cute and throw some plants and pots and shit in it. But $1 million a year, or giving up 5,000 hours a year to cut it, I don't know that I care about lawn care that much to spend $1 million or to spend 5,000 hours a year on cutting grass or whatever that adds up to be. It doesn't sound exciting to me either way. It is a beautiful piece of property, though. And shout out to Ricky Ross for saving some money. Blac Chyna is back in the news. This time, Blac Chyna claims the Kardashians would be called ghetto if they were black, because they all are baby mamas and they all post their shit on Instagram. Now listen, before I get into more of this, we all know, listening to this, that is 1,000.2 the truth. That is 1,000%, 800 milligrams the truth. Now, while they get in their bag, the opportunities are never would be afforded to black women. Not a clan of black sisters who lay up and wear tight bodysuits, fuck basketball stars, eat, travel the world, and get pregnant by NBA players. Do you know what they would call black women if this were a thing on TV? Fox News and everybody else would be calling this the black ghetto of Hollywood. Bust down black bitches. The trash of the West. They would be called everything but their personal names. And that's exactly what Blac Chyna is saying. Blac Chyna has had a long and storied history with the Kardashian clan. You might remember the former video vixen turned social media mogul was once friends with the sisters, but the series and messy circumstances led down a long road of being on non-speaking terms. Recently, Chyna took to her social media to share some thoughts on Kim. Blac Chyna had a long history of getting it to it with these ladies, and the former video vixen came out and recently spoke about Kim, Khloe, Kylie, and Kourtney, and she says she's pretty mad about the double standards and the benefits for non-black women in pop culture. Blac Chyna and Kim Kardashian has been hanging out Blac Chyna and Kim Kardashian has been hanging out since 2013, and at the time, Chyna was engaged to rapper Tyga, with whom she shared a child. Things got complicated when Tyga left Blac Chyna and started dating then 17-year-old Kylie Jenner. This clearly led to them falling out between Chyna and the family. Chyna went on to publicly blast the couple for over years, taunting them on social media and posting texts from Tyga, quoting that this nigga wants me back. Now, in a twist right out of television history, Chyna eventually began dating the Kardashian brother Robert, you know, the big one. The two quickly got engaged and eventually had a child together and started their own reality show, Rob and Chyna, before splitting up. It had apparently ruined their relationship, but on the show, On the show, you will see them reunite together as a family they had made up. And they even watched their child. They even went to child functions, and it looked like things were getting better for Blac Chyna and Kim and the family. However, Chyna took to her social media post this week to point out the glaring disparities and how she was treated versus how the Kardashians were viewed by the media. Despite 4 out of the 5 girls all having kids with no longer being with the baby daddy, they're not viewed negative as black mothers are. Quote, y'all would say, we all ghetto. We all baby mamas. But nobody, she says, ever questions the Kardashians and their behavior. The Shade Room quickly reposted the story, and fans were very vocal about their reaction and their comments. And they said, Chyna girl, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You literally gave birth to a Kardashian. You are set for life. Another one said, it's a little bit too late to bash them now. You did have a baby with Rob. And another one said, y'all keep saying, did I lie? Did she lie? My answer to that, no, she didn't. However, Blac Chyna girl, you just as messy. You just as messy as all of them. You have greatly benefited. Now, what the world says about you, okay, fine. Now listen, you're not going to ever be able to do anything about that. I'm going to probably be called a black fag for the rest of my life. And if I live long enough, they'll call me an old black fag. I'm not going to sit anywhere in this chair and worry about that. There's nothing I can do about that. But one thing you can do is keep stacking your coins, continuing to benefit off of having a Kardashian. You're going to always be cashed out, but you're never going to be able to change what people think about you, how they view you, how they see you, because their perception is their reality. People will always think negative, not people, I'm talking about some people, will always view black people in a negative light. They're going to think we are thugs, common criminals, pickaninnies, or whatever they called us, cotton pickers. But the one thing you can't dispute, we are resilient and we have always come back and got what belonged to us. The only race of people I know that have, been imported here as slaves, and we are some of the top owners in America right now. How does that even happen? Y'all should think about that. All the new billionaires that literally have come from nothing, we were shipped over here, and our buying power is astonishing. Blac Chyna girl, you have greatly benefited. I've seen your houses and your Bugattis and your Bentleys and the way you get to live. And a lot of that comes from part of the Kardashian clan. Yeah, people probably do say you ghetto. Yes, somebody would probably say black women doing the same thing would be ghetto. But girl, listen, you should have no qualms or complaints because that family has elevated your career. You went from charging $4,000 to come out and do some events. Now you can charge $30,000 to $40,000 just to show up and hold a microphone for 15 minutes. Girl, please. It is hard to feel that you are a victim in all this. Trust me, I get it. I understand what you think about it and the comments that people are making and saying about you and all that other shit. But listen, sis, you are winning. You get to get your cheekbones done every week, your titties lifted, your butt bounced up. You look great and you have a flat stomach. Shut the fuck up and keep going to the bank. That is all the time I have this week. That's it. I just want to talk about some fuck ass shit. We can hold you over until we get to some real shit. Because we're going to be talking about some heavy state. We're going to be talking about some real heavy shit coming up on the next episode, episode 42 of Kings of the Village, when we talk about the state of black women and why does the world still not value them like they should? Why are they still the most unprotected class but the most educated? Why don't we care about our black women and black men? Why do some of you still not date them? Why do they not get the ring? Why do you not love on them? Why do we not celebrate them? We'll talk about it on the next episode. Listen here, no matter where you are in the world or where you come from, you too can be the king of your village.